You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about the love life of a lovely Port Charles lady who is single, ready to mingle, and I want to discuss who is going to be her next man. Is her soulmate in Port Charles? Is her soulmate somebody from Port Charles who might come back? And of course, we are talking about the love life of Carly, Benson, Quartermain, Corinthos, Alcazar, Corinthos, Jacks, Corinthos, almost Morgan. Those are all of her married names, by the way. So who is Carly's soulmate and who is the perfect match for her? Let's dig in and talk about it. But if you have not, please click subscribe. And of course, we've got to start by talking about the mob elephant in the room that is Sonny Corinthos. I mean, Carly and Sonny have decades of history together. They share children, that is big and important. And Donna is still very little, so they have a whole lot of reason to do some bonding there. They have been at odds before in the past. I mean, honestly, I think they've been at odds almost to this extreme in the past. If you think back over the decades, like for instance, when she was trying to get him arrested to cut a deal to put him into witness protection to get him out of the mob. I mean, oh my goodness, he was furious at her and they got past all of that. And right now, it also kind of feels like Carly might be the one who could save him from his bipolar spiral. That might spark a little something with him. I do think she knows Sonny probably better than any other woman in his life does. That's my gut about it. And of course, Sonny knows Carly better than anyone else except maybe Jason. I do think Jason may know her a little better, but Sonny's right there. Right there. He's a huge part of her life, and maybe he's her soulmate. I mean, I would have a hard time believing that at some point GH isn't going to put them back together. They definitely will in the long run. But now we got to talk about the other mob elephant in the room, and that is Jason Morgan. Carly was really into Jason way, way, way back in the day, like Sarah Joy Brown days, Tamara Brown days, and she wouldn't always admit it. And in fact, it wasn't until they had that wedding that turned out to be illegitimate because Sonny came back from the dead that they were both coming clean about feelings they had been sitting on for a very long time because of Sonny and just because of various things. So yeah, I think there is a lot of love there. Friendship love, agape love, but also romantic love possibly. And I do think Jason knows her better than anybody. I think he even knows her better than Sonny does. And no one knows Jason, I think, the way that Carly does. Now, he's had other close relationships in his life, but he and Carly have just been these kind of twin flames for so long. And him coming back from the dead again is an absolute miracle. So yeah, she may jump at the chance to romance him and never let him go. Now, right now they don't have it sparking, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't change at all. And being together could help both of them because Jason could stop Carly from making so many bad choices, and maybe she could stop him from making so many dangerous choices. All right. Next, we're going to talk about one of her other ex-husbands, Jasper Jacks, the sexy Aussie. The character of Jacks has been gone for quite a while now since the start of the pandemic, but that doesn't mean he's going to be gone forever. I don't know if Ingo is going to be back, Ingo Rademacher, just at least not while there's a lawsuit going on with Disney. He's in an appeal process right now, but that doesn't mean they won't recast the role. I mean, they just recast Jagger out of nowhere, and so never say never. With that in mind, we're simply talking about the character of Jacks, not the actor who did or in the future may play him, but the character. Jacks hasn't had a decent shot with Carly in a long time because of how off and on involved she was with Sonny. And I think at one point when they were kind of involved, then that was around the time she was with Franco and then went from Franco back to Sonny. But of course, now she is single. And getting with Jacks would absolutely drive Nina crazy. It would absolutely drive Sonny crazy, but it would make Jocelyn happy to see her parents together. So never say never. In terms of them being soulmates, I don't know. A lot of people really like them together. I just think she was way too devious for him in the end. And so I didn't feel that soulmate vibe. And speaking of devious men, we got to talk about somebody who is presumed dead, but since we never saw his body go into a grave and it's a soap opera and they can resurrect pretty much anybody they wanted, they resurrected Jake after his kidneys were donated and his granddad ran him over with a car. They decided, oh no, we're going to make it a kidnapping. I mean, they undid some of the most poignant and beautiful, acting in those death scenes where he died. We saw him die on TV with his parents distraught, and then GH had no problem just ruining that and bringing him back. So I say that because the person I'm talking about is Lorenzo Alcazar. So please don't tell me in the comments he's dead. It's a soap opera. Okay. So Carly and Alcazar were complicated. They had genuine passion. They had a deep attraction, but remember, it was her head wound that had her seeing this fantasy future with him, if you remember back then. And I just love Ted King, and I would love to have him back on the show. I really liked Alcazar. I liked Lorenzo, not Lewis so much, but I think Carly needs somebody that she hasn't been with so much off and on. Bringing Alcazar back would absolutely shake up Port Charles. I kept hoping he was the person who bought Windermere, that they seem to have abandoned that storyline. Alcazar, for all of his, violence and obsession and crazy, I do think he really, really loved Carly, and I do think he could help her deal with Sonny in some aspects. All right. The last guy to talk about is some guy she's never been with, some guy who's new to town, some guy who is quite easy on the eyes and is into her, and she's thinking about him, and that is John Cates, a.k.a. Jagger. They have a real spark, and he's someone new. And I do like new pairings, even if it's characters that have been on the show for a while but have never been involved in a romance, like with Nina and Sonny, how that just kind of came out of the blue and, came in sideways. I like that. And now Nina withdrew. I'm enjoying things that are new, like when Sam and Dante got together. Love that. So this would be that same kind of vibe because he's someone new. So he and Carly would be a very new thing. Being with an FBI agent could, really change her relationship with Sonny forever because she couldn't ever cover for him again. But at the same time, it would also provide a lot of good soapy drama because a mobster's ex-wife being with an FBI agent is a very big deal. And if Carly got with Jagger, it could help Jason. She could try to get him off Jason's back. And maybe, just maybe, being with an FBI agent would keep her out of trouble. But I don't know if anything could keep Carly out of trouble, or should I say Carly Benson Quartermain, Corinthos, Alcazar, Corinthos, Jacks, Corinthos, almost Morgan. I actually saw that on Soap Twitter and I was like, somebody took the time to do that. I have to use that because it's beautiful. And it's just a good reminder of Carly's constant search for love. And I do think each of these men could be good for Carly in her own way. One of them may be her destiny on General Hospital unless they're going to bring in someone new. My feeling right now is that she might tangle short-term with Jagger. She might tangle short-term with Jason, but then I do think she's going to end up back with Sonny. But let me know what you think. Who do you think that Carly is going to get involved with, and who do you think she's going to wind up with? Who do you want to see her with? Drop your comments, subscribe if you haven't. Definitely come back soon. We are here talking General Hospital 7 days a week, and as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.